Alrighty, I am ready for our main event of the evening. Reynor versus Clem. But Reynor is playing Terran, Clem is playing Protoss. But I'm still expecting some high-level gameplay. Reynor is playing under the account of Rhino. We could call him Rhino the entire best of 5. Ready when you guys are. They are already bantering. Thank you, Dima. I hope you had a lot of fun, Dima, playing in the games. Great show, mate. That was really fun. Thank you so much for playing, and I hope you had a good time. Reynor says that he's been preparing weeks for this. He also called me a dick. I think that's penalty. I think that's 10% of the prize money gone. Reynor says that he played 2 games and he lost to Mr. Miyagi. Now, to be fair, Mr. Miyagi is good. I play him a lot, and that guy knows what he's doing. 27,000 ladder games, so... No shame in that. Clem is Terran at the moment. Yeah. Protoss and go. Reynor saying you don't want the TVT smoke, trust me. Somebody once fell victim to Reynor in TVT. It was a beautiful game on Glittering Ashes. That's all I will say. They also spoke about it for a very, very long time. Reynor Terran was just very greedy, guys. That's all I can say. Alright, let's go ahead and hop into the main event of the 7th edition of the BASILISK Big Brain Bouts. I've had a lot of fun so far tonight. Hopefully you guys too. Let's get it on.
Let's get it on. Round 1. Fight.
In the bottom left side of Inside and Out, we are looking at the main base of the man who's playing under the account of Rhino. This is the Italian stallion himself, representing Kaisi Gaming. Today, he's our Italian Terran, Reynor. And he's gonna duke it out with this man. Normally the French Terran, today he is the French Protoss, but he could still very well be the guy that everyone is talking about.
Liquid Clem.
That's right. Rhino. Yes. So to explain Reynor's username, guys, is that my brother has a very hard time remembering Reynor's name. He has met Reynor throughout the last 2 or 3 years, I think on 5 to 10 different occasions. For some reason, my brother came up with a Rhino, because he was not quite sure if it was Ricardo or Reynor. Then he tried to also call him Reynor, but apparently he forgot it was Reynor, and he kept calling him Rhino. But especially right after the DreamHack Masters, this was really awkward, because Reynor was obviously molding, and we were all here watching the games, cheering for Reynor. Obviously it didn't go his way, and then at one point people kind of left, and then my brother's like, "Hey, Rhino, I'm leaving. Cheer up, Rhino. It's okay, Rhino." And I was sitting here and I'm shaking and face palming. I'm like, "Oh my god, you can't be doing this right now." And he's like, "It's okay, Rhino, you can win them all." And then later on, I called Reynor Rhino once, and he's like, "That's what your brother always does." I was like, "I know." He's like, "Yeah, I feel bad because your brother's really nice. I don't want to correct him, but why is he calling me Rhino all the time?" I was like, "I don't know, mate. He's a weirdo." It is what it is. He means well, yeah. He means well, but cheer. And then it just kind of became a meme in the household. We were like, "Cheer up, Rhino. It's okay, Rhino." Alright. We've got a Marine. So no Reaper opening. Marine Reactor Fast Expand here for Reynor. As Clem went for Pilot on the low ground, Gateway on the low ground. And he's Chronobus scan on that. Wow. Triple CC. What a guy. Triple CC in TVP, Inside and Out, first game of the day. Clem obviously knows the power of an Adept. And if he sees a single Reaper, he's not, or a single Marine, he's not going to go anywhere. This is obviously a good scout. Now spots all 3 Marines, gets a couple of hits off. Okay, Reynor could already be in a bit of trouble here, guys. These 2 Adepts have some potential. These Marines are already softened up. Oh, Reynor. I mean, as long as I guess he's on the high ground, I want to say he's kind of safe, but he's definitely going to lose a couple of Marines here. Okay. Clem made one tiny mistake there. I think you guys saw it. He sent the Adepts slightly too early to the low ground, so he lost high ground vision, and he couldn't get the shots off. Twilight Council and a robotics facility going down on the side of the map for Clem. Could be some Blink Stalker aggression. Could also go for DTs, but I think Blink Stalker is what we all expect here. Maybe he is a bit worried because obviously Clem doesn't see everything. He does see this command center, but he doesn't know what's behind this. Can that adapt make it into the main base? The answer is nope. Will we cancel the shade? The answer is yes.
Game paused.
Alright. Seems like the Rhino needs a sec before he can continue to charge on forward. Not quite sure how I feel about Reynor's build. It would be good against Phoenix, but I don't think that Clem's Protoss plays a whole lot of Phoenix. Against Blink Stalkers, I think we're gonna struggle a little bit. I mean, we could obviously go like one Cyclone into tank and then get a bunker and then kind of okay. I can see that you were proud of that Rhino joke. That's not really a joke, I just explained it. It's not my joke. I'm not the one who came up with Rhino. It's my brother, guys. It's his creation. We have just embraced it and roll with it. What are you guys voting for? I think maybe Reynor's having... Yeah. Obviously, one of the main reasons, guys, that Reynor was here for as long as he was because he wasn't quite certain about his internet. Now, he has been playing in tournaments over the last few days, so his internet should be good enough to play these games. If he can compete in the pick tournament. It just seems to be a little bit unstable, so sometimes he says he needs a moment, but I do think we're going to be fine throughout the evening. I'm not too worried. I can see this right here, guys, is a man who misses the Zuidland life. He never had to do that here.
Game resumed.
No. Seems like we are... Is it Rotterdam streaming? That'd be very funny, because BASILISK almost never streams. And then he streams right when Reynor has to play in the Big Brain Bouts. What a life. Kiddo never streams, and then he streams right when Reynor is playing a best of 5 on my stream. Unbelievable timing. Alright, we have a third barracks going down. This barracks is kind of missing its landing point for a split second. The Marines do find one of the adepts. Cyclone could find the other one. It's not quite worked out yet. I'm surprised that Reynor is sending these Marines out. Okay, unless we were just hunting for the adept, then it's okay. Obviously, on the other side of the map, we're not going to accomplish anything. Reynor needs to start worrying about defense, guys. Because Stim is nowhere near done. We do not have a tank by the looks of it. I don't know what this factory is doing. Like, if Clem actually just fully sends it with 4-gate Blink Stalker, which is what he currently is working with, Reynor is going to be in trouble. Maybe Clem was still kind of worried. Obviously, he did not know about the Thirsty Sea the way that we knew about it. Maybe Clem all along expected Reynor to be the aggressor. Now, with this observer, he should get everything. He should get all the information that he needs. Without a bunker, without a tank, life is going to be very unpleasant here for Reynor, guys. Now we're building a bunker, but I have the feeling that this bunker is a little bit late. Reynor thinks that he's Zerg, perhaps, and he's like, I've got 9 queens to save me. No, you don't have 9 queens to save you. We don't have a bunker, we don't have a tank. Reynor is in all sorts of trouble here in game 1, and if Clem is micro, is half as good with Protoss as it is with Terran. I think this game is just going to end here. We do have a Robo Bay on the way, we do have a Nexus on the way at home, so it's not like all out full send, but this is already a lot of damage. Stim is still going to take 15 to 20 seconds. We did make it up to 1 bunker. Could have been worse. Mules are casually just driving around, not doing what they are supposed to be doing. Clem is now trying to do the MaxPax or potting thing, as there are still stalkers in the natural too. But at least the bunker is saved. Reynor has made it up to Stim, which makes me happy. I was kind of worried that he was not even going to see Stim. Nice snipe on the Widow Mine. Clem definitely looking a little more clean so far than Reynor is, but it's only the very beginning of the best of 5, so there is no need to jump to any conclusions. A forward blink, the SCVs will repair the bunker, but it's a little bit late. We need to take care of the observer. The observer is absolute MVP here. Reynor should see that. Obviously, these stalkers should normally not be able to shoot. Reynor throws down a scan and he gets the ups. 14 worker advantage and the first Colossus pretty much done. Charge is done as well for Clem. Liquid Claymore looking very good so far. Obviously, this is the matchup that he should have slightly more experience with. But we all know how much Reynor has enjoyed off-race in the past. So it's not that Reynor never has played TVP or he has no idea what to do. He has played some good TVPs in the past. And he has played plenty of PvT. So he clearly knows what's good and what's not good. Stalkers looking for a Marauder pickup and they will get it. Reynor sending out basically a bit of a cuckoo. The Warp Prism is going to show up in the main base and that's 4 Zealots. No turret in place. Good reaction by Reynor. Could have been a lot worse. Yeah, okay. Well handled, but it does not change the situation that we are looking at. And that is that Clem has a beautiful setup of now soon to be a 4 base Protoss Warp Prism snipe. Reynor gets his first W on the board. It took a little while, but after 8 minutes there is a reason to celebrate. Does not mean that he's winning the game by any means, but it's obviously nice to take out the prison. These units are low on HP. Probably want to chill for a split second. Is he going to unload? Reynor! No! No! Okay. An absolute blink away from a disaster. Now he's setting up a nice little sandwich, and Clem is actually blinking back defensively, but here is Reynor with the sandwich. A couple of Stalkers cannot blink because they already used blink. A sweet play that kind of worked out in the end, but doesn't really get all the Stalkers, which I think is what he was hoping for. The doors are wide open on the left side. A couple of Zealots of Clem show up. That is just going to increase the economic advantage that Clem is already working with. A scan goes down. Reynor at least sees that the gases are not taken on this base. But the fact that it's fully saturated is probably scaring him a tiny bit. But I don't think he really expected anything else. Oh, War Prism. Number 2 is already here and has a Colossus in the mix. And these Colossus are going to get some shots off. I mean, Reynor is not even remotely close to getting Vikings. This game looks pretty over, guys. It really has been all Clem. Reynor had one tiny victory, but I do not think that is going to be enough. Okay. Reynor does get that little mental victory. Clem messing up the Widowmine dodge there. I'm pretty sure that got a little chuckle out of both players. I mean, I don't know why Clem goes home. He's got 3 Colossus against a guy with 0 Vikings. I feel Clem should know the power of his army there, even without any upgrades. So Reynor dodges a bullet, and now he lives to fight another day. Huh? I think the Disruptors are going to function as the observers. Who cares about Widow Mines when you've got 3 Colossus and a bunch of Disruptors? And this also works as an ops. It's an adorable little ops. Reynor, you probably don't want to keep these 3 medevacs fully loaded here forever. Clem is actually making his way over. As the Zealots are causing a bit of distraction. Reynor is now going to unload, but it doesn't mean that he's not going to be in trouble. Needs to start running away. See? Who needs an observer? Okay, that's a lot of SCVs falling to these Zealots. Feels like a little bit of an unfair fight here in game 1. Clem has just been very far ahead. What could Reynor do to still get possibly back into this game? Well, we need to get some Vikings out, guys. Because I have a hard time believing we're going to kill 3 Colossus and a bunch of Disruptors without any Vikings. Apparently Reynor is going to try with pure bio. Does not have the Hajin Sun upgrade. Big mistake. Clem is loving the Zealot run by life. How is he normally on the other side of things? Zealots do not have any armor upgrades, so with a bit of micro you can take care of it. Reynor's double or triple drop did get deflected on the right side. Clem is having the time of his life, I feel like, with 12 gateways. He's just warping in 12 gateway units at a time, using the disruptor shots to clean up all of these mines. And this really is a big, badass, scary looking Protoss army. Reynor's army, nowhere near as big. He's gonna try to get another orbital up, but It really does feel that we are one attack move away or one big warping away. One Nova away from this game ending, and that Nova does connect a little bit. Gets a cancel on the orbiter as well. One of these medevacs has cargo inside of it. Reynor's build did just not work out at all. The triple CC kind of got punished for it. Blink Stalkers are good. I think that Clem could have ended it a lot earlier, but this was also a decent way to play it all out. And Clem takes a pretty convincing 1-0 lead. I hope that it's going to be a little closer in the second and third and fourth game. I think it will be. There should be plenty of builds that Clem is kind of uncomfortable against. I guess Reynor just wanted to make it a bit of a guessing game, throw a bit of a curveball. Thank you very much, BASILISK, for gifting 10 more subs. And I see that my man Grimbliot is in there. That makes me happy. I'm gonna go ahead and drink some soda. It's been a lot of talking today. We had a couple hours of leather, and now we have been watching these games since 6 p.m. We do this every single Friday, guys. I make the matches myself. You guys are obviously more than welcome to give me suggestions for certain matchups that you'd like to see. The goal is always just to make it kind of even, fair, close, competitive. And the rest is really up to me. But I am down to create almost anything that's possible. I do want to include some Korean players. The biggest problem so far is just that the time zone is very brutal. So I really need to find some ultimate warriors of the night. And I'm sure I will eventually. But I didn't want to do that right before DreamHack Masters Atlanta. More Valorant battles. I actually, I poked DeMusliM, guys, if he wanted to play a best of 5. And you know what he said? This is actually, Ben said, sure, I'm totally down to play, but I'm really bad right now. So I will need someone like Todd or Maximum Pig. Even super washed up Ben thinks he can beat the hell out of Pig. Now I really want to see that. That would be... I have a hard time believing that Ben, with the amount of Age of Empires that he has played over the last few months, that he can now beat Pig in a best of 5. But it did make me very excited, so I'm going to try to see if we can make that happen. Pig's like 6k, yeah, I know. But Ben has obviously been like 6.6 or 6.7k in the past. Ben has been an absolute beast, but he hasn't played so much. And the last few times I saw Ben play, he got absolutely smacked around by 5.5k guys, so... It was a pretty big statement by Benny, but yeah, I'd love to see it.
Round 2, fight!
In the top right side of Stargazers, we are looking at the main base of our Reynor. He's down 0-1, the Italian, normally Zerg, now Terran player, representing Kaisi Gaming. It's a Reynor. In the top left side of Stargazers, we are looking at the main base of...
The guy everyone is talking about.
The one and only.
Liquid Clem.
That is true, Jesu, but what you cannot underestimate though is that obviously the first few games are going to be the hardest. Like if Benny does agree to a best of 5 on the Friday night, and instead of playing 3 games, he actually ends up playing 15 or 20 games, then there is a good chance that his MMR is going to be a lot closer to... I think 6k would honestly be hard for him right now, but 5.8, 5.9, I think Ben can still do that. So, I'd love to see it, and I thought it was really cool that Ben was down. And also casually throwing some smack at Pig. Why Reynor don't go to Atlanta? That is personal, matey. But everything is okay. Don't worry too much about Reynor. The Rhino will come back. We'll see more of him, I'm sure, even later this year. But unfortunately, Atlanta is not possible for him. Can we get a cast tonight? A bunch of casters match up against each other? Yeah. If we can find nice, evenly matched games, then I would be more than down for that. I don't know if they are down, right? It's obviously not all about what I want. I also need to make sure that they are excited. But at least Ben was excited. I mean, we can definitely find an opponent for Wadi. Wadi was actually quite good a while ago. There was a time that Wadi was like 5-2. I know that's a long time ago, but Wadi knows how to play. Alex is good. Alex is still good, guys. I actually think I lost the last ladder game I played against Alex. Wardy Fear Dragon right now I actually think would be kind of fun and close. I think Wardy Ravi would be kind of close. I think Zombie Grub would beat Wardy right now. I think there was a time that Wardy would have defeated Zombie Grub, but I think right now Zombie Grub defeats Wardy. What are my thoughts on Scarlett? Scarlett is very good. We did steal some letter points of her yesterday, but I expect a very strong Scarlett to show up at DreamHack Masters Atlanta. I have no idea what MMR Nate is at the moment. Nate is probably still kind of good, right? Like 5-1 maybe, 5k, 5-1, 5-2, something among those lines. Not exactly sure. Anyway, let's take a look at what we have in this game. Reynor is doing a much more normal opening, and he's also playing it a little more safe with an early bunker. How did you beat Scarlett? 27-minute macro banger. Straight up pure honest macro from the very beginning till the very end. Storm drops, Colossus, Disruptor, Blink Stalker, Micro, Pushback the Creep. Had a bit of everything, Eva. It had a bit of everything. No, 8 gate Zealot +1 all in. Made it look like I was playing Mass Air and a 8 gate Zealot +1 all in. 2 base. Grand total of 16, 16 plus 6, 38 probes. 38 probes, 8 gate Zealot +1. Plus 51. Alrighty. Clem is setting up for a nice little 3-base setup here, as we have Blink 75-80% done. Reynor has picked up 7 Marines. Even like 7 Marines without Stim and Combat Shield. If they show up where they need to show up, they can absolutely pack a punch. Clem has a lot of map vision, but he barely does not see this. Don't see the tank, sees the tank move. Okay, Reynor needs to be very careful. I like the fact that he's moving the tank back a little bit. Setting out this drop is very risky against the opening that he's playing, but it works out because Clem is once more playing 3-base, not 2-base. Normally you kind of need each and every single unit to survive. Here is that 7 Marine drop. Clem has a War Prism that's going to sneak into the Pocket Expand. Seems like there's no recall available for this base, so at least it's going to be a lot of lost mining time. Oh, the Widow Mine actually connected with the War Prism, guys. Sorry I did not see that. I was taking a look at this drop. So that War Prism is now already softened up. Yeah, I would go for the Stalkers there. Go for 1 Stalker, then for probes. Gets 2 Stalkers. Oh my goodness, and the medevac is still there. Reynor is actually finding so much value with this tiny 7 Marine drop. 4 probes, a lot of lost mining time. I don't think we're done yet. Maybe 5 or 6 probes even. That's 5, and that is going to do it. Ah, pretty good drop. 1 medevac, 7 Marines for 5 probes and 2 Stalkers. And I think the biggest victory was that this random prism flew into a super random Widow Mine in the Pocket Expand. So now Clem needs to be very, very cautious with his prism movement. Clem, you really can't do anything here. Reynor has just a much better setup all around this game. He is supply blocked, but we are building 4 depots. Or to honor Benjamin Baker, depots. And he won't be supply blocked for a very long time. Thank you, Small Kitten, for the 20 months. Thank you, LTJ, for the 29. Let's go, matey. Clem does have control of the Zelnaga Watchtower, so that's obviously all the map vision he needs on the top side of the map, and that's why he feels comfortable putting all of his stalkers at the entrance of the natural. 2 tanks sieging, unsieging. We do have a bunker. Bit of kiting, but it's going to be very hard to do a lot against this many Marauders. Does pick off one of the Marauders. Solid job there by Clem. And he did manage to get all the way up to 63 probes. 2 Colossus already as well. So for Reynor, it's very, very important, guys, that he keeps track of this army. Because if his army's on siege, it's not that good. He needs to siege up right now. Oh, he knows about the Colossus. Wow, he still doesn't siege. Reynor is so full of confidence that his army is incredibly powerful. Does not respect this Protoss army. And I guess he's kind of right. He wants to get the tanks closer. I would kind of siege right here though, or go home. Is that a war prism in the main base? That is a war prism in the main base. One zealot at a time, guys. Very sweet of Clem. This adapt. He's gonna get picked off, so now Reynor at least can take control of the zone. Like Watchtower sees his army coming in. Reynor is still not sieged. Now he's gonna siege up. Okay, now Clem needs to be very careful. Like 1 tank is something you can always run into with your Colossus. 2 tanks becomes hard. 3 tanks, you probably want to stay away. I always try. Doesn't really work out for me. Bunch of zealots are gonna go for a potential run by. And that bunker that we once upon a time had has been salvaged. That kind of means that the doors are wide open. Now, the fact that this is off race, guys, is just a one-off special because we are so close to the DreamHack Masters Atlanta. Next time around, oh, I don't like this for Reynor, guys. The Zealots are going to show up in the natural, and he's not quite ready for this fight. He's going to end up losing a decent amount of SCVs. We do have Widow Mines. Widow Mines are good. Actually, very good crisis management here by Reynor. All the tanks are sieged. All the tanks are unsieged. All the tanks are sieged again. Now, this is the first time that we do an off-race main event. Next time around, which won't be the following Friday, but basically Friday the 25th, players will play their main race again. I don't know who's going to play yet. I'll see what I can come up with. There is a good chance, obviously, that Atlanta gives us some very cool storylines, and maybe if one series is fucking epic between 2 players, I'll go for a rematch of those 2 guys. On the Friday night, we always do 4 best of 5s. I just handpick them. It's not really a bracket, it's just 4 individual series to hopefully generate good StarCraft. Clem is throwing away a lot of zealots at this point. Reynor does have a little squad on the bottom side of the map, so all the Colossus get recalled. That is gonna keep the base safe. Reynor sets up a big drop in the main base, and Clem just used the recall to the bottom left side, guys. He has absolutely no answer for this, and he doesn't even really see it yet either. We do warp in a couple of zealots. I mean, these kids, they just love multitasking. I think they make a living out of the fact that I can miss some tiny details because they have 3 or 4 fights happening at the same time. Oh my god, now Reynor is also going to run into the natural guys. There are disruptors though, there are disruptors, and Reynor is going to run away. He runs into the 3rd base instead. There are random Colossus that could potentially take care of this. We'll eventually take care of it. Seems that we still have a couple of tanks on the low ground. Those tanks should be able to get some good shots off. Reynor is now attacking on 4 different locations at once. This is a nightmare to deal with if you are an F2 enjoyer like myself. Clem sort of weathers the storm, does have an observer keeping track of the medevacs this time around. Reynor needs to be careful because this time around this has been revealed. Clem has a single upgrade, which is not great. Reynor also just working on attack. Did we lose an eBay or something? No. Reynor is going for the nurture approach. Once upon a time, nurture said that armor upgrades are useless against Protoss because Protoss units kill everything anyway. So for 2 years straight, he only went for attack upgrades, melee and missile attacks in every single ZVP that he played. Did not believe in armor. Reynor apparently does not believe in armor. Clem does not believe in armor. These guys are all out offense. It's very hard to run into an army with multiple disruptors though. Widow Mines burrowing, couple of Novas flying in from different directions. Nice hat-trick kill on those Widow Mines. And this seems like a very good fight for Clem at first. Reynor's gonna try to bring over some extra units, but that was a magnificent fight for Clem. Despite the fact that he really does not have the best upgrades. Oh yeah, if the Novas can clean up mines that easily, and the Colossus can just do their thing, the fights are gonna be okay. Reynor should probably repair this! Oh my goodness, that was so close. Well, repair, continue building is obviously what I mean. Now we are working on Shadow Stride as well. There is a double drop still on the bottom side of the map. This is a pretty big army by Clem. Reynor's gonna have a hard time dealing with this. We only have 1 tank remaining. There are 2 Vikings in the mix. This is actually very... Oh, that Widow Mine! Oh, that reminded me a little bit of the Petit Drogo clip. My favorite StarCraft 2 clip of all time. Wasn't quite that extreme, but still obviously a good trade there. And more importantly for Reynor is that he obviously forced the recall. And that means that he can now actually get a proper answer for the army of Clem. Because earlier his army was just a little bit too basic. Super dangerous to fly around here. Clem is already here with the Stalkers, and that is a lot of Stalkers. They may not have any armor upgrades. The Stalkers in these numbers still pack a punch. Nice Nova forward blink. Does not get the medevac, but does get all of those Marauders. Reynor needs time. Well, he's working on an armor upgrade now, by the way. He's throwing away a lot of units with the drops. The multi-prong is cool, but obviously Clem with some batteries, some observers, a recall here and there, and plenty of warpins to work with. It's kind of weathered the storm without too many issues. This is a big old drop. Clem does have vision of it. Can't really use recall. We have another double drop. I mean, Reynor is playing kind of ridiculous because he has 0 units at home. I feel like if Clem would just grab everything, F2A move into the natural, this game is definitely over. We are going to have a couple of DTs, one by one. Do we have a scan available, Reynor? The answer is no. But once more, it's bot time. I think that's the most important thing. Ghost on the way, Hajin Sun upgrade on the way. Double starports, so I don't know how good Reynor's Terran is going to be against multiple disruptors, but I guess we are about to find out. That's a lot of Vikings. 12 Vikings against 4 Colossus, guys, kind of like it. Clem is getting 7 more gateways. Clem already has 10 gateways, by the way, guys. The man is now going up to 17 gauge. Vikings are a little bit exposed. That observer is absolute cash money. That Nova shot is also good. I mean, Clem is looking pretty good. He's making life very hard right now. Reynor just does not quite have all of his units in the place that it needs to be. The Zealots are going to trap these buy units. That Nova is cash money. That's as good of a Nova as you are going to see in almost any TVP. We still have Vikings, guys, but that's pretty much all we have. So the Vikings are now gonna suicide on the Colossus. They should be able to take the Colossus out, but Reynor has lost most of his Marauders, so he doesn't really have a way to punish this anymore. That was pretty expensive too. That's a lot of Vikings going down. Couple of Marauders to maybe save the day. Clem enjoying himself with 3k minerals. It's gonna be a whole lot more soon. He can wipe in 17 Zealots at a time. Okay, Reynor going for the cuckoo, and actually does a good job in avoiding a couple of these Novas. That was very well done. Wow. Reynor really doing about as well as he possibly could have there with the very few units he had. Now the problem is, I think, going to be Widow Mines. Is there an observer here in the mix? There's one ops. It's trading a little bit. I mean, Clemus is so freaking rich. Reynor has a couple Widow Mines, but I don't think that is going to be enough. A couple of buy units is not going to be good enough, and GG gets called. And Clem takes a pretty convincing 2-0 lead in the main event of the evening. Well, Clem's off race, guys. Seems pretty feisty. This, of course, is a matchup that normally Clem should have slightly more knowledge of, because he's obviously on the other side of it a lot. But like I said earlier, Reynor A has played a decent amount of Terran in the past, and B, Reynor plays a lot of Protoss, and if you play Protoss, you obviously play some PvTs too. But Clem's toss looks very good in this matchup. Reynor is in a bit of trouble. Can we have Reynor switch to Protoss? If he wants to, I think it's allowed. I don't know if Clem would be okay with that. I don't know if Reynor is confident in his PvP. But I will make another one. I say I'll allow it. Reynor says it's fine. It's just my ping. I think that means that he wants to move back in with me in Zuidland. He said it was fine the whole day. And goes, well, I guess Friday night is kind of a peak time for a lot of people to use the internet. Apparently Reynor's internet is not as good as it is supposed to be. But he said he's going to whip out an S tier build, so fingers crossed. Does not want to play PvP, he wants to continue playing Terran. He thinks it's going to be okay. So let's see, guys. Let's see. Hello, Coco. Hello, ZJY. This could be our final game of the evening. It's obviously been a long streaming day for me, but it's definitely been a fun one. Ladder was a bit of a disaster today. Yesterday I felt like I was pretty good. Today I was horrible. But I think the games on the Friday night have been pretty excellent. So I'm happy. I do hope that we get to see a little more of these two. It does really suck, especially if the internet is not great for Reynor. But Clem is also just playing pretty good, I think. So could be a combination of both, right?
Round 3. Fight.
In the bottom right side of Moondance, we are looking at the main base of the Italian Stallion representing Kaisi Gaming. He is down 0-2 as we are loading into Moondance. Can he start turning things around? The Reynor. And in the top left side, we are looking at the main base of the Frenchman. Somebody in the chat asked me how to pronounce his name. Well, I've got the man to do that for you. It is
Liquid Clem.
That is indeed the correct pronunciation. Reynor said he was gonna whip out an S tier build. Apparently this is the S tier build. Proxy everything, or is this going to be Proxy Reaper? I'm not totally sure what Reynor means with the S tier build. Could be Reaper. Yeah, we could just full on proxy and like wall up with some depots. Proxy factory, proxy starport. Cheeky one base all in. It's definitely not going to be 3 Rex Reaper. Mana says it's gonna be the S for stupid. Could be, mate. Could be. Clem seems to be enjoying low ground wall-offs. Maybe because he knows how good the Hellion builds are. Because he does them all the time. Oh, Marauders! Okay. But are we gonna full wall-off? Okay, Marauders, concussive shells. But it's only 1 barracks though. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna proxy everything. I'm not sure if this is the way you do normally do this build, guys. I'm familiar with the proxy Marauder. I'm familiar with some different proxies. Proxy Marauder into a proxy tank, I'm not ultra familiar with. But let's see where Reynor takes his ST build. Clem is probably gonna get a battery, or 2, or 3. The Adept is shading the pocket expand. Clem is paranoid about weird stuff. A Widowmine! Marauder Widowmine! S tier. Maru, take notes. Clem, oh my god. Oh no, he actually gets the Stalker, you're joking. No, the recall's not gonna save it. Marauders are good. Clem is actually in trouble against the S tier build. It's going to be an armory as well. This shield battery is in trouble. Bunker goes off, and this is looking as good as anything was ever gonna look for Reynor. We have now pulled the probes, but the Widowmine is here. And the Widowmine is gonna get a good shot off on the workers. And these mines are gonna... What is this build? This is the dumbest build I've ever seen in my life, and it's actually gonna work. After getting completely bopped 2 games in a row, he whips out the S tier build and he gets the victory after 3 minutes and 15 seconds. It's unbelievable that the Adept Shade barely missed the Marauders, that the Stalker runs headfirst into the Marauders, uses recall, can't quite save it. Oh, actually insane build. Alright. Reynor says ST build. Thank you to the Basilisk Research Group for gifting out 10 more subbies. That's... I can't believe what I just witnessed. Was it a big brain build? I don't know. I don't know if they are hosting or if they want me to host. Maru definitely taking notes. Game 4 will be played on Tropical Sacrifice. It's gonna be harder to pull this one off because there is a ramp leading into the natural. I also have a hard time believing that this ST build is going to work twice in a row, but But right now, we also have Indy, by the way, guys. Indy didn't join us for all of it, but he is joining some of the games right now. So if you guys enjoy some Polish commentary, go ahead and hop over to Indy's stream. We love that man. He's handsome. He's passionate. Yeah, what is I think it's just Indy StarCraft, all one word. Indy StarCraft is my best guess. Round 4 of the main event of the evening.
Round 4. Fight.
In the top right side of Tropical Sacrifice, we are looking at the main base of the man who whipped out the S tier build. Apparently it's Proxy Marauder with Cloaked Mines and yeah, obviously avoiding the Adept Shade, getting on top of the battery, sniping the Stalker right before Recall kicks in. S tier it was. The Italian Rhino. It is a Reynor. Woohoo! In the bottom left side of Tropical Sacrifice, we are looking at the main base of that young Frenchman who's sending out a very early probe. Reynor is going to joke about this probe, by the way. I guarantee you guys this. It's going to be like, worried kid, question mark, something like that. In the bottom left side, we are looking at the main base of Liquid Clem.
Liquid Clem.
Oh! Do I know him? Or do I know him? Do I know him, guys? That's what you get when you spend 5 weeks with this kiddo under the same roof. Oh my goodness, read him like a book. Read him like a book. Yeah. These guys. It would actually be amazing if Clem does bring it out. Yep, they are pretty much the same age. Clem is 2 months older. I think Clem has his birthday in April and Reynor is 1st of July. Baby Marine is also the 1st of July. Chronobus goes down. Clem is gonna rally his first Adept to the other side of the map. Reynor has played single Marine into a Reactor. Actually, just dealing with these first few gateway units could be hard, even if there is a ramp leading into the natural. If you're not a natural Terran player, this kind of stuff can be pretty hard to deal with. Yeah. Really, D64, you share birthday with Reynor? I share birthday with Björn. It's like the random birthday that I remember is that Björn is born on the 8th of May, just like I am. I'm sure there is someone else in the StarCraft 2 scene, but who could possibly be more important than the world champ and the world champ of casting, you know what I mean? Adept Shade gets cancelled. Clem sees, I guess, most of the things that he wants to see. Phoenix or Oracle, guys? I think he's gonna play Phoenix. I think Clem is gonna play some Phoenix here. Yeah. Clem is gonna play Phoenix. Phoenix Zealot, I think, is a very solid way to play. I'll be the first to admit that it's not incredibly hard to execute, but that it is very good. And there is a good chance that you can find a lot of momentum with just against a lot of different builds. Snipe the first medevac, or you pick up the first Cyclone, the first Hellions, and the world is kind of your oyster. It's not that I bet for the Phoenix, I just kind of felt that he was going to play Phoenix. It was a prediction, mate. If you ask me what do I prefer, yeah, of course I prefer Phoenix over Oracle, but that was not my point. What will Reynor do? If Reynor goes for a committed Withermine drop, he's obviously going to be in trouble. Because we know it's Phoenix, but Reynor does not. The Marines do find the Adept. Nice move there with the Marines. That should be good enough to pick off the Adept, and it is. Okay. Oh no, no. I think you guys know my rule. You're not allowed to build a Raven against Phoenix unless your name is Maru. Maru is very good in somehow getting that thing to the other side of the map and then dropping some other turrets and an anti-armor missile. I hope when Reynor sees the... Oh, Withermine could connect maybe. When Reynor sees this, I really hope he cancels the Raven. If we are... Do you think... I think he's gonna fly into the mine, guys. I think Clem does not know. Clem does know. No, he doesn't know. He does know. He doesn't know. He does know. Thank you all, B, for the 88 months. Favorite number anniversary. I love it. Thank you very much. I hope you have a ton of fun in Atlanta. Make a lot of noise for us. We need to see the passion on stream. It is actually, like, memes aside, guys, Atlanta is a very important event for StarCraft. It is, yeah. It would obviously be a very good indicator if there is a big showing. We had a lot of sign-ups. That's why you don't build a Raven against Phoenix, by the way, guys. Unless your name is Maru. Good unit. Yeah, what did he think was going to happen? Protoss moment. No. Why did you one-shot that? Phoenix is deal double damage against light armored units. Raven is a light armored unit. What happened to the Widow Mine, by the way? Oh, it's hiding behind the refinery. Clem is going up to 4 bases before charge is even done, but I guess he has all the scouting information in the world. But what I want to say TLDR is that I do think Atlanta is a important tournament just to show Blizzard and show ESL that there is still demand for StarCraft and that there is still a demand for StarCraft 2 offline events. And when it came to the sign-ups, apparently they were overwhelmingly positive, but they actually had to turn players away, put a lot of players on the waiting list. So far Atlanta has already delivered. Now it's important that the actual live event delivers too, and that you guys are passionate and show yourself up your best side. Widow Mine, by the way, guys, Widow Mine could be big here. Widow Mine could be big. It is big! Not as big as I thought it was going to be, but 1 Phoenix. But a lot of damage on the other Phoenixes, so that does help a little bit. Why pick Atlanta City out of all the cities? That's where they decided to host a DreamHack, mate. That obviously is a decision that has nothing to do with StarCraft 2. That is a DreamHack decision. Ooh, what? How did it not fire? How did it not fire? Reynor losing 2 medevacs there pretty carelessly. That Widow Mine is still there and it does not fire again. We do have Stim though, but there are a bunch of Zealots showing up. Clem with a very casual A-move attack here. Super, I guess, unnecessary moment to go for it. As he's going up to 5 bases, working on +2, working on Blink. We have a robotics facility done. Yeah. Clem is gonna need to take some absolutely atrocious fights not to win this game. Because when it comes to the macro department, he's in a super good spot. Widow Mines are incredibly effective though against Phoenix Zealots, so there is definitely some hope for Reynor. But it's not looking very good so far. I think we can all agree on that. How many gateways is Clem currently at? Clem had 17 gateways on Stargazers, I believe. We are currently working with 9. 9, mein Papa. If this is the last game of the day, I do want to thank all of you guys for tuning in. We had 4 best of 5s. We started off with a TVZ. After that we had PVT. We had another TVZ, and this is our main event of the evening. We run these events each and every single Friday. We always start at 6 PM. It's 4 best of 5s. Maybe. Oh my god, there's so many Zealots. No, Raider's Marines are in front of the Marauders. That is not what you want to do. Widow Mines have so much potential here though. Like, it is almost impossible for this many Zealots to engage anywhere where Widow Mines are well set up. Thank you, Wardy, for the raid. Well, yeah, we are getting close to the end as well. Hope you had a great day of video games yourself, sir. Rhino is Reynor. For everyone that just joined the stream, we have a little bit of an off-race showdown. Since I didn't want to run a serious main event 1 week before. Well, it is serious. There's money on the line. But I didn't want to ask these guys to play certain things 1 week before Atlanta. Reynor should not have his Marines in the front. Clem's army is 45 Zealots. 45 Zealots, guys. Okay, those Widow Mine shots were very good, but Reynor's going to need a few more Widow Mines. The kiting is very sexy. Unfortunately, once more, the Marines were in front of the Marauders. That's not what you want. Clem is forgetting extended thermal lens. This could actually become a big problem if he doesn't realize it. Clem is obviously in a super good spot. But his army is not very well diverse. Oh my god, he's just gonna go for it. He doesn't have thermal lens. That might actually scare him. Reynor is gonna maybe try to force Clem to recall. We're gonna go for a big drop on the bottom side of the map. We have a dark shrine going up now as well. No recall. Leaving with the mines. Ooh, I don't know what that Terran army was doing over there. Clem still has 40 zealots, guys. It would actually be a good thing if Clem ends. Ooh, Widow Mines dealt a lot of damage to those metavacs, but obviously killed a decent amount of workers too. Reynor's kind of stuck. I mean, with 71 SCVs, you kind of wonder where Reynor's money is going, but I guess it's 71 SCVs on 3 bases, and we are pretty oversaturated. Clem is now going into disrupt this. Still running around with 31 zealots, 13 gateways at the moment. Clem is like, what do I really need? 6 more zealots. Of course, Clem. You know that the zealot has caused some pain to this man, and that's why he's making this many zealots. One of the robots gets on power. There are a couple of permanently cloaked mines. There's only a single observer on the map. This could become a bit problematic. I mean, everywhere Reynor flies, he sees bases. So he obviously knows that he was in a bit of trouble. Clem is just living his best life if he was a Protoss. Needs to be somewhat careful. Thank you so much, Nugwar, for gifting us 11 subbies as well. Let's go, mate. I appreciate it. Widow mines are Clem and Colossus still do not have thermal lens, by the way, guys. They do not have thermal. You gotta realize that now, no? Don't you? Yes, no, maybe? What do I know? Reynor has a double drop on the 9 o'clock position and still has a couple of units here in the bottom side of the map. Clem once more does not believe in armor upgrades. Ooh, this drop is going to hurt. That's a lot of zealots, but we do have a bunker. A very well positioned bunker. We have a couple of widow mines, a tank on the high ground. Clem is making this one pretty hard on himself. I know he's rich. Oh, splash damage of the tank could kill a lot of SCVs. And eventually these zealots will get cleaned up. Oh, recall has been used. Widow mine shots already going up. These colossus are sitting ducks. Marauders are going to absolutely rip through these colossus, and Clem loses 2 out of 3 really quickly. And Reynor is really clawing his way back into this game. There's one SCV helping out there to get the kill on that colossus. And we still have a tiny drop in the top left side as well. Oh, Clem. We have made this game a little hard on ourselves, haven't we? Units lost resource tab shows us that Clem has lost 2,350 resources more than Reynor. Still only 1 observer, even though there are permanently cloaked widow mines everywhere. Clem is enjoying the triple robo life, and obviously with disruptors he can clean up some of these widow mines. This bunker, by the way, is super sick, man. It's so hard for zealot one base to be very effective against a bunker like that. You guys want to play a little guessing game with me? We haven't played a guessing game in a while. We'll do it after this next fight. Hopefully this fight is not a game-ending fight. As widow mine shots are good. Reynor runs into a couple of zealots here. He picks these off as well. Clem is going to split these zealots off into the natural. Could be kind of annoying for Reynor to deal with. There is another fight happening. We'll take a look at this fight. Clem is trying to catch an army that's a little bit faster than his. These zealots are pretty good, but eventually should get cleaned up. The widow mine shots have been juicy. Clem is now bringing over the other units. That one Colossus without the extended thermal lens. And now we are just spamming disruptors for days. Reynor is really starting to move, or starting to utilize the mobility of his army. Throws down a scan as well to take care of these DTs. And picking up this base would be kind of big. There is a shield battery overcharge, but cannot really keep this base safe forever. Nova does not connect. Well, with 1 Marine. Reynor is working with 2-2, and Clem has no armor upgrades. What Clem does have is 10 disruptors. Alright. At 14 minutes and 30 seconds, you exactly knew where I was going, Jesu. How many zealots have Clem lost in this game? At 14 minutes and 30 seconds. So you guys have 10 seconds to get your guesses in. And we have a Nova flying forward. Gets picked off. Good snipe there. We have a few more Novas going, and that final Nova is big. I'm going to say that we have lost 120 zealots. As we have a final Nova connecting, blowing up a couple of units. Okay, 95. 95 zealots it is, so not quite 120. Stalkers were left behind, but this is a few too many metavacs to really take care of. Do we have another overcharge? Clem, where is that Coco overcharge? When you need it the most. Well, even if you use it now, it's a little bit too late. This one Colossus, by the way, guys, has been putting in a ton of work, despite the fact that it still does not have thermal lens. A couple of Stalkers near a battery overcharge are also not going to stop this many Marines and Marauders, because there are no armor upgrades. Clem is really pulling a nerd show. He does not believe in the armor upgrades for Protoss. Wow, Reynor with a sick dodge there. It felt like there was no room to split, and somehow Reynor found room to split. And for the first time, I feel like in a very long time, Reynor is starting to take a little bit of a supply lead. We have a Protoss army of basically Disruptors running to the other side of the map, and it's good. Clem knows what's good, guys. Mass Disruptor. 12 Disruptors for Clem at the moment. Yeah, who needs observers? Oh my goodness. He's building more. We're going up to 13 Disruptors. You'd think that maybe Reynor feels like I should get a couple Liberators or something, but he's like, nah. I like the high mobility, fast paced units. Disruptors are indeed very good against Widow Mines. And one thing that Clem does not need to worry about, I think, is that he's running out of shots. But if he gets flanked, man, this is not a good army that's going to deal with a flank. There's still that safety tank on the high ground. The Zealots have finally found their way through the bunker, and there's now a DT in the mix here as well. So Reynor does have a big army on the bottom side of the map. We are going to recall. Is that with the Disruptors? Oh my goodness, what a recall, Clem. What a recall. Not as bad as I thought it was going to be, but still kind of painful. Reynor is finding a decent amount of expensive robo units there, but Clem does save the base. What do we have over here? Tiny drop in the top left side still. Clem warps in a couple units immediately. 13 gateways. We are now working with +3 attack and +1 armor is on the way, guys. This is a planetary fortress, and Zealots are not great near a planetary fortress, but disruption, purification novas are. Disruptors do not care about your planetary. Good novas by Clem. Reynor has an army supply lead, and he's looking to pounce on his army. He knows that Rico is not available. Clem is not paying attention. Here come the Marauders. There are a couple Zealots in the mix. There go the balls. Some of the connections are quite good. There is one more Nova, and that one is good too, as it connects with 3 Marauders. But I'm afraid that that's still not going to be enough. We do have Disrupt showing up one more time. Seems that Clem is right now going to bring all the units over as he's just picking up Disruptors one at a time. Oh my goodness, really good save actually. But in the end the bio units do. And on top of it, that's a full medevac that goes down. Clown Fiesta of a game here between these two. Normally play TVC, now playing a little PvT for our entertainment. A lot of things just happened there, guys. The way that Clem was saving those Disruptors was absolutely amazing. He makes that look easy, but that's not easy at all. I would have lost all of them. Very sweet pickups there. Now running into the army. He still only has +1 armor, so he needs to be a little bit careful. His bio units are really not that great, but his Disruptors are, and the Disruptors have once more made it to the other side of the map. Reynor just kind of needs to avoid the shots. Is this a planetary? This is a planetary. And Reynor still has this base too, even though there aren't too many mineral patches left. Units lost resource tab now show us that Clem has lost 6,000 resources more. And he's obviously enjoying himself. Few more Novas fly forward and they will take care of those Widow Mines, and that should allow the Zealot to shine. Building 8 probes at a time. Clem is going up to 104 workers, guys. 104 workers right now for Clem. Closing in on 105. And on top of that, he's leaving units at home to deal with drops, but it's still kind of working. Reynor is going to try to bring the last few bio units to set up one final flank, but Clem is doing a very good job in zoning with these Disruptors. And he's got Novas for days, Cannons for days, Batteries for days. Reynor steams forward. There is a battery overcharge though, and that should be good enough for a Liquid Clem as he now blinks forward. And with the money that he has and the economy that he has, Clem is willing to trade all day, every day. GG gets called after a pretty crazy 20-minute game. Clem wins the main event of the BASILISK Big Brain Bouts number 7 with 105 probes, guys, at the end. Zealots for days, Disruptors for days, probes for days. I think that was pretty fun. Honestly, all things considered, that was pretty fun. Was a little bit worried after the first 2 games, but I think the final 2 games gave us some good laughs. Thank you so much to the Basilisk Research Group for gifting us 10 more subs. And that is, guys, officially going to do it for us today. It's been a long day of video games for me. We played a lot of video games, and then we saw a lot of video games. I did my best. There will not be a Basilisk Big Brain Bouts next Friday, because that's when I will be in Sweden. And all the players, or at least almost all the players, are going to be in Atlanta. I thought you were kind of winning at one point, Reynor. There was definitely a moment where I thought that maybe it was good enough, but the man had 13 disruptors, so you only need a couple Novas. Yeah. Also, he pulled the Reynor where he ended the game with 105 probes. But it was fun. I enjoyed it, and I hope you had fun. I hope Clem had fun. Obviously, big shout out to all 8 players who joined in the fun today. We had Rikus and Fjont kicking the night off. After that, we had Trigger and Battle Buddy. As co-main event of the evening, we brought back the veterans of 2010, Kaz and Dimaga. They had a really fun best of 5 that went 3-2. And this was our main event, a little off-race fun. The next BBB will be a bit more normal again, where players will play their main race. And we'll try to make it a close, fun, and competitive one. Only 1-3-0 today, so I think I did all right. Now I think it's time for me to have some food, guys. It's been a long day. I gave it everything in 7 or 8 hours straight. I know that it says I've only been live for 5, but that's because we restarted the stream. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys. I want to give obviously a big shout out to Basilisk. We couldn't do it without them. If you guys like this event, if you guys like the Friday night content, all you have to do is !Basilisk in the chat. If you do !Basilisk, it will forward you to that Twitter account. And if you guys do stumble upon that Twitter account, if you guys can do me one massive solid, then is give them a follow. That is the way that we can get more StarCraft 2 action out of them. They love StarCraft. I love the fact that they love StarCraft. And obviously we want this love story to continue for a long time. So that is the one thing that I ask from you guys on the Friday nights. Go ahead and give them a little bit of love if you can. And that's all I got. I'm out of steam.